Hello everyone, welcome back to another Studio Diaries. So I'm kind of starting this diary off with a style study of Joy-san, who is an artist I really enjoy, and I love her work and the use of pencil. I find her style really fascinating because it really emphasises shapes and texture of coloured pencil, which is something I've been really excited about doing in my own drawings. In fact, I've seen a lot of illustrations that are leaning more towards not exactly simple, but they're more highly stylised, and I've seen some examples in the Apple shop as well. I should have taken pictures because they were really nice, but yeah, I'm just really fascinated by this more abstract type of drawings, and it's something I kind of want to experiment with because it's not exactly easy doing stylized artwork or cartoony or simple styles. It's actually sometimes even harder than developing a realistic style, because I think I've mentioned this quite a lot recently, as I have been kind of in a weird place with my art again. I know it happens about once every couple of months or something, or maybe a couple of times a year. This year more so, even though we're still in the very early stages of 2019. I don't know what it is, but I just feel kind of like I'm at a loss at what I want from my art, which I think I mentioned last time in my last Studio Diaries. It's very hard when you're kind of working on your own stuff and you're kind of your own boss, because you have no direction. You have to make all the decisions and all the choices of what you want to make and what you want to do. And while it is fantastic to have that freedom, it's also very daunting. But with having a more simple style, I always felt like I shouldn't be pursuing that kind of style. I feel like if I can draw as realistically as I can, that's what I should aim for, but I just want to experiment, I think, and just try seeing what fits or what feels comfortable to draw. Drawing in Joy-san's style was so much fun, and I really enjoyed this little piece in my sketchbook. The character reminds me of Eleven from Stranger Things. I think I had Stranger Things on my mind when I was painting this, because I think there was an announcement for a game which looks really interesting. I really like the old pixel style of it, and it just looks really interesting, so I don't know whether I'll pick that up and try it. But yeah, I definitely had Stranger Things on my brain while I was drawing this. I really like this no line art on the jacket and just adding that kind of texture with pencil to give it more form, because I think that's what I get worried about if I pursue a simpler style or cartoony style, is I feel like my work could become kind of formless. So I feel like I really need to emphasize strong shapes and make sure that the artwork has dimension to it, as I think that's something. You need a good understanding of 3D shapes, and I think that's when you can pull off a really good stylized style where it's very abstract with bold shapes and colours. So I had a lot of fun doing this actually. It definitely makes me want to consider pursuing more abstract or more highly stylized work. I obviously don't want to steal Joy-san's style, even though it was so fun to draw in that way. But yes, definitely go give her a follow. Check out her YouTube channel. She's just really cool, and I just really enjoy her work. So after doing that style study and a couple of other drawings, I kind of needed to take some time, like a break from art. I kind of fell into this weird trap of being in my own head all the time and thinking way too deeply about things, especially like the internet and drawing. But in that time I actually built a pond with my dad. We've been saying we would build a pond on the allotment for quite a few years now, so it was amazing that we actually just settled down one afternoon and managed to get like such a big chunk of it done. We got it all dug out, we got the liner laid down, and we got it filled with water, so that was really exciting because I have been really interested in outdoorsy stuff. I love being outdoors, I love going to forests and going hiking. It's one of my, one of my favourite things to do, just being outside, which is quite good, I guess, because a lot of my work involves being at a computer. Hello! So, after building the pond, it was actually my birthday on the 21st of March. I have turned 24 years old. I'm trying not to think about it too much because I'll start feeling weird about it. So yeah, because it was my birthday, I actually treated myself to a bunch of games for my Switch. I treated myself to Celeste, Crypt of the Necrodancer and Stardew Valley. I haven't played them all yet, but I have played Celeste and Crypt of the Necrodancer, and they are really, really fun. The next day, me and my parents actually went to Bay Tree, and they actually treated me to a bunch of plants for my pond. So I actually got this beautiful plant called a Rose Queen Iris, so hopefully when that blossoms it'll have this beautiful pink flower on it, which I'm really excited about. I've been really excited about this pond and attracting wildlife. I'd really love to be able to get some newts make their home in there, or some frogs, because I've tried to kind of make some sheltered spots by burying pots halfway in the ground, so it kind of makes a little frog home or a newt home. I'm really hoping it will attract the wildlife. But yeah, my parents treated me to some beautiful plants. So I'm really excited for when they start growing in and start getting bigger and covering it. But yeah, again, like I took lots of pictures of all the plants at Bay Tree because they're just so pretty. But yeah, especially in the house plant section, there's some really beautiful plants. So I kind of took some photos and videos for reference because I'd really like to draw more plant stuff and botanical illustrations. It's something I'm really looking forward to. I also got this little tin from a farmer's market. It was 50p, and I've just got it for my gouache because I have Artesa's watercolours and gouache. It's easy, I think, to mix up the tubes because it only says on here that it's gouache. But if I'm kind of like, you know, when you're in the mindset of painting, you're just picking colours out, I think it would be easy to mix them up. So I just got a nice little tin to store them in. So yeah, it stores them all quite nicely. So yeah. So on the 25th of March, me and my dad went up to Anglesby Abbey, which is another National Trust property. It was really pretty there, and there was like this tree house in the middle of the forest. We didn't end up going in the house, which is a shame because it looks really interesting. It has a very fairy tale vibe, I think. But we did look all around the gardens and explore a lot of the woodland walks. I actually ended up buying quite a few plants from the garden centre there because I saw some really lovely ones that would look good around my pond, so I ended up buying them, and a little nice pin, as all the money that you do spend does go to the upkeep of these places, so it's nice knowing that I'm contributing to the upkeep of them. What is up, my dudes? It is the 11th of April today. Yesterday I had a really cool day out at Kew Gardens with my dad. The original plan was that I was actually going to a sketch meet at the House of Illustration, but it was quite late at night and I kind of didn't want to go. It sounds kind of bad because it would have been a good opportunity to hang out with other artists, but I don't know if that's for me, that kind of thing. But anyway, I think it worked out well because yesterday turned out to be so nice with the sun shining, and I just had a much nicer day with my dad at Kew Gardens because we went so long ago, quite a few years ago, and we've been meaning to go back ever since because it's just so big, you can't see all of it in one day. What's interesting as well is I've only ever seen Kew Gardens very late in the flowering season, so I think the last time we went it was sometime in September, so a lot of flowers had already died off. This time we've seen it in the spring, so hopefully we're going to go again soon and see it when it's like in full bloom, when you see all of the flowers, because there was so much we still didn't see, like the rhododendrons, some of the exotic plant houses. I know there's one part where they have these gigantic lily pads, which I don't know, I'm just fascinated by them. I love them so much. So as for what I'm doing today, I still felt very iffy about my artwork and what I want to do. I realise it's probably going to get annoying me keep talking about this. So I'm going to try and draw some jungle leaves, maybe, inspired by yesterday's trip. We'll see how it goes. And tomorrow I think we might actually go to Baytree and pick up some more plants. So these studio diaries are going to be nothing but plants. yeah, I'm hoping to pick up like a lily pad and some more oxygenators for my pond so it encourages more wildlife and everything. So I painted one leaf. It looked terrible, so I've kind of put that aside for a minute because it just feels like nothing is working out at the minute. The speed paint that you're seeing at the minute is one I've done on the iPad because I have been enjoying drawing on the iPad more often. This was another experiment with a more simple style, and there's a lot I like about it, but it still feels a bit too forced. In fact, I think that's how everything I've done lately has felt. It feels very forced and like it's not quite what I'm aiming for or what I even want to do. So I just feel very lost still. I want to say though, I've received some very nice comments, very helpful comments as well, of people telling me to look after myself and not to stress too much about improving, or telling me not to be too hard on myself, because I know when things don't turn out the way that I want them to, I'm very eager to throw the whole thing in the bin and start from scratch. But this way that I'm feeling could just suddenly disappear. Sometimes it does, and sometimes you do have to work at it. So I'm going to keep going forward and see what I can do about making myself enjoy art again. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye!